10 great cheap fragrances you should try. Hello everybody, welcome to mehdiscent channel. If you're first time here, my name is Mehdi. I am talking about fragrances. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel to get notifications by my new uploads. If you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel, my friend. Let's see the fragrances. Let's start the list by House of Davidoff at number 10 spot. But at first look at this. 8 days later is my birthday. My girlfriend bought me a present for my birthday and wrote on it, do not open it. And it is at the middle of the home and I have to watch it and not open it for 8 days. It is pure torture. Which kind of perfume, I don't know. So, House of Davidoff Cool Water, the regular one. If you haven't tried this fragrance, absolutely go check it out. It is a worthy fragrance. Price is $25 for 125 ml. It smells extremely expensive, like Creed's Green Irish, which is around $250 for 100 ml. Scent profile is green, herbal, minty, aquatic, and at the dry down is slightly soapy. Performance is around 5-6 hours. Okay, not a great performer, but for this price, more than enough. You can apply it on the clothing, then you can have it until 10-12 hours. By first hour and a half projection and sillage, I can say, by this fragrance. It smells different. I like the way that this fragrance smells. It's very different compared to a lots of fragrances out there, and extremely versatile. Dressed up, dressed on, suit and tie, jeans and t-shirt, gyms, date, movie, restaurant. 10 out of 10 for spring and summer. Davidoff Cool Water. Let's continue by another must try. Dunhill Icon at number 9 spot. When you read the note breakdown of this fragrance, it is very complex, but when you smell the fragrance, it is very simple. It is green, soapy, earthy like slightly dusty somehow, which comes from the benzoin and pepper and patchouli, I believe. So in the brief, this fragrance is soapy, green, peppery. Performance is for me great. Some says it is a bad performer. Can stay on my skin honestly 10-12 hours plus, but projection is not great. Projection is like soap, like a bar of soap. You know how is the projection of soap. This fragrance is as well, but can stay long time. In terms of getting compliments, not a great compliment either. It is mature, reminds me of Creed's original vetiver, but compared to that fragrance, this one leans more masculine. That fragrance is perfectly unisex original vetiver, but this one is man in a bottle. Absolutely, if you are into green, it is not when I say manly masculine, it is not old school like barbershopy old school like 80s, but it is not that modern. It is something between, but mostly in the modern side. If you are into a bit dark side of the fragrances, you don't want to go by Invictus type of fragrances, this one is absolutely for you. Dunhill Icon. Next fragrance is from House of Rasasi at number 8 spot. Rasasi Shaghaf Purom. The true name is Nefa Esol Shaghaf Purom. Is too long, that's why I say Shaghaf is more than enough. There is not another Shaghaf in House of Rasasi. Reminds me of Invictus Legend on a steroid version of that fragrance. You know, Invictus Legend is 12-14 hours plus type of fragrance. This fragrance is on a steroid version of that fragrance. You can imagine such a nuclear is this fragrance. It is floral, aquatic, fruity, by hint of salty woodiness at the base. It is skanky and floral, bright and dirty in the same time, and it is crazy, like 24 hours plus performer. I think it is too much. I get bored easily than fragrances after 3-4 hours. 24 hours is too much for me. Be careful of applying. You cannot get rid of this fragrance before 24 hours. One puff is more than enough for this fragrance for spring and summer. Also around could be somehow, but I prefer it for spring and summer. For winter, you can go by Shuhrah version of this fragrance. This is around $30, maximum $40 for 100 ml. This bottle will last you for 1-2 years. You cannot apply more than 2 puff maximum by this fragrance, I don't believe. At least I cannot. At number 7 spot from House of Lalique White. Such a beautiful fragrance. Actually, I want to try it. It is very beautiful. It is manly, it is dark, it is bitter, it is resiny, peppery, earthy in a very airy, springy, summery way. It is very dark, but enough fresh for spring and summer, and transparent. It smells like black pepper, vetiver, earthy and soapy, like a bar of soap by essence of black pepper. Such a great, underrated, outstanding, different smelling type of fragrance. 125 ml through 125 ml for 30 bucks. I cannot believe it. Very great fragrance for indoor situations because of performance. Performance is not that great. It is between 4 to 6 hours. I can say good 5 hours to this. By projection, I cannot name it as a projection, by such a delicious, clean smelling whiffs, I can say. It's very great for office situations. Absolutely one of the 10 out of 10 fragrances for office situations in the spring and summer. For dates, some ladies really love this fragrance, but I haven't seen any lady that hate this fragrance, but some are not that much fan of this type of fragrances. It is not safe for dates, but it is lady pleaser, one of my most complimented fragrances from my lady colleagues, friends, families. Lalique White at number 7 spot. Let's continue by House of Mugler at number 6 spot. We have here Mugler Cologne, like the color of the juice. This fragrance is also bright green type of fragrance, not that much in the green side, like for example green Irish to it, not that much bright and citrus. It is clean, soapy and woody. Woody because of vetiver. Vetiver, you know, dry vetiver gives to you somehow slightly polite and soft woody vibe. So scent profile of this fragrance is green and soapy. That's simple. It smells exactly like a bar of soap, that old school soap bars. Reminds me of Creed original vetiver again, like Dunhill Icon. Dunhill Icon was in the masculine side, as I said, but this one is exactly like that fragrance. Unisex. If you don't want, like Dunhill Icon, something by some earthy, dirty nuances and masculine, you want something easier, you want something softer, you can go by this one. Performance is like, for 5 hours I can say it is not a great performer. Can I stay longer like other fragrances on the clothing? And can I stay linear on clothing? It will not change that much. It's like a bar of soap exactly. Let's continue by House of Armaf at top 5 best Armaf fragrances, in my opinion, in terms of being close to real stuff, in terms of similarities, catching that magic vibe. Here we have Armaf Milestone, very great cologne of Millésime Imperial by Creed. By closed eyes I couldn't guess which one is Millésime Imperial, which one is Armaf. Then I don't know, but when I applied it smells for 5-10 minutes more synthetic, different compared to Millésime Imperial. It's not a complaint, I'm just reviewing the fragrance. Performance is good, 8 hours plus, 8 to 10 hours I can say, but I say good 8 hours by this one. First hour room filler, but softly, you know, Creed Millésime Imperial, and this fragrance is not intensely smelling type of fragrance. It is friendly, like green, blackcurrant by hint of irisy powderiness at the back. It is first formulation of this fragrance. I know Armaf will change the formulation of fragrance soon. Go grab a bottle. Right now it is a great performer. Price is around 50 bucks, but I think in the 1 year later will be like 30 bucks by reduced performance, I think. Just at number 4 spot, again from House of Armaf, king of cheapies, Armaf Club de Nuit Intense. Man, it is not a must try, should try. I believe it is a must have, in my opinion. By this price, by this scent profile, some of the performances are sucks, I know, reformulations, but still you cannot go wrong by 25 bucks for 105 ml. This great smoky Creed Aventus cologne. It's a very well-known, famous type of cologne. No need to review it, but every day we have new friends in this channel and the fragrance game. For those that they don't know, it is woody, citrusy, smoky type of fragrance. Some of the batches, some of the formulations are good, beastly in terms of performance, projection, CH. Some of them are not that great, but it still gets the job done. A list of should try cheapy fragrances without House of Bentley wasn't possible. We have here at number 3 spots Bentley Black Edition Eau de Parfum. You know how much I love this fragrance. Scent profile is citrusy. You can catch sourness, a bit bitter, leafy, and somehow sweetness at the base. Very less sweetness. It's mostly in the bitter and sour side. In the brief, I can say to this fragrance, polished old school, because I can catch very old vibes, barbershoppy somehow, and polished and modern contemporary vibes like amber accent and citruses. Very great mature fragrance. If you are into mature fragrances, this fragrance is a heaven for you, a must have for you. If you don't like juvenile fragrances, go check it out. You can catch some vibes like Dior Fahrenheit in this, not that gasoline note, but you know what I mean, that some waves, some feels. Then Dior Fahrenheit is available here. Performance is very great, 10-12 hours plus by good projection and sillage. All season round to my nose, but shines better at the spring and summer. Another 10 out of 10 cheapy fragrance, which I would like you give it a try if you haven't yet, if you haven't smelled it yet. From House of Bentley again, Bentley For Men Intense. Such a great masterpiece. It is not as safe as Bentley Black Edition. It is in the daring side. It's not for everybody. It smells like resiny, leathery, alcoholic, boozy, and smoky. By hint of sweetness, not like added sweetness, like cinnamony sweetness, spicy sweetness at the base. So when I say smoky, don't imagine amouage interlude, man. The smoky here is soft. You can catch it better at the dry down. Scent profile of this fragrance is very niche. It's in a very niche and rare type of character. You cannot find this type of fragrances easily left and right in the perfumery shops, for example. In the cheap game, absolutely it is impossible. For 30 bucks, it is a must-have, I believe, in any man collection, but it is daring, not for everybody. I suggest you sample it or give it a chance. It is grower type of fragrance. At first sniff, it is absolutely not a love. I cannot say a hate. Wasn't for me a hate, but was not also a like. But right now is a love for me. Next fragrance is at number 1 spot, Perry Ellis Red. It is aquatic, slightly floral, somehow sweet. I can get some spicy vibe like cinnamon and Coca-Cola somehow. It is like mix of Acqua di Gio by Coca-Cola to my nose. Not effervescent, but that essence of Coca-Cola, I mean. I cannot say to this one clone, but it is highly inspired by Acqua di Gio. Reminds you of that fragrance, but identical? No, they are not identical. Performances for me like 5-6 hours on the skin, can stay half a day on the clothing. Projection 1 hour maximum by this fragrance, but at that first 1 hour you're gonna get big compliments. This is one of those crazy compliment getters, so easily can compete by Creed Aventus, Amouage Reflection, man, those heavy hitters in terms of getting compliments. Chanel Allure Sport at the first hour by 30-35 bucks. Don't forget, subscribe the channel. If you have any opinion, suggestion, question, let me know in the comments below. I will answer you. See you in another video.